What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tom, and today you guys are seeing me react to the new Death Star for the very first time. This is as close to an official picture of the Death Star that we have. It is really crazy just looking at it on the screen. This set has been rumoured for the whole year of 2025, and we knew it was coming out in the winter. And obviously the biggest attachment to it was the fact that people were talking about it being $1,000. Now that is an insane amount of money, and just before any of you get it twisted, I'm never going to try and sit here and justify Lego for doing this. If there is content creators out there on the internet who do, then all power to them. They must be millionaires, because if you can justify £1,000 on a Lego set, that's crazy. But let's look at it for what it is, and let's try and be critical but fair in our review and our approach. And obviously we're going to gauge some of your feedback as well. So on the box at the moment, on this image, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 minifigures we can see just on this image alone at the moment. This is obviously the other side, the artwork side. They did something similar for Jabba's Sail Barge, which was really nice, and it is an Ultimate Collector series. I think it's the biggest one they've ever done. It's crazy. Here's more images. You've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stormtroopers there. Some Imperial guys, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, this person, this little shuttle, which is a cool looking build. Then you've got the trash compactor reference, you've got the security room reference, the Battle of Vader and Obi-Wan referenced with Luke watching. You've got Chewie and Han and Luke as stormtroopers sneaking in with the prisoner. Imperial officer again there. You've got a meeting of all the admirals. You've got Leia being held in the prison by Darth Vader. You've got the two people on the turret and the guns. You got the Emperor's throne room diorama built in here as well. And then a little blueprint of how the set actually will shape up and look. So what I can see is that they've built sections of the ship, or the Death Star, however you want to refer to it as. The Death Star's layout with the throne room at the top. You've got some elevator systems. You've got obviously the big ray. The death ray thing at the side. You've got the security office area. You've got, I think, like you say, maybe a prison area. You've got a meeting room. You've got the bit where Obi-Wan turns off the shields and Luke and Leia swing across. You've got a little security bit where C-3PO is, the hangar where the shuttle is, and a few references to every character, or nearly every character, who's been around the Death Star at some point. It's 9,023 pieces. It's set 75419. It's 18 plus. It's massive, obviously. It's a humongous build, but it's also a humongous box. So even if you're just going to buy the box and keep it somewhere, it's going to be a big thing to try and store. I mean, you can see how thick around the edges the actual display is. So it's a big set. 9,000 pieces. It's crazy. It's a big set. For $1,000, it could have had a hell of a lot more. Now, I don't even mean that in the terms of the build necessarily. I would say that the minifigures, we needed to at least double it or triple it even. We needed every single canonical character who's ever appeared in the Death Star at some point. Whether it's a mouse droid all the way up to the time where Kylo Ren is in it, Rey's in it, I think. Oh no, Kylo Ren and Rey wouldn't have been in it. Who was in it? Cal Kestis was in it for a period of time. There would have been obviously Boba Fett at some point was in it with the bounty hunters. We have that scene. There's so many more people that we should have had. Now obviously the first thing that people are going to be annoyed at is that there's like, oh my god, they've given us 6 stormtroopers. You were always going to be given a stormtrooper in the Death Star in some aspect, so I get that. But yeah, 6 stormtroopers. If you're going to go the whole hog with it, you should have had 12. You should have had a bit more. Admirals, we should have a few more admirals, a few more Imperials. We should have more officers. We should have more like Imperials just in the black suits and the hats and the helmets, that type of deal. The minifigure count should have been massive. Really, we should have had a lot more than what we've got right here. Obviously, because it's Star Wars, that's never going to happen. This is, I think, to the date, this is the most amount of Star Wars minifigures in a set you can get. But we should have had a hell of a lot more, especially when you've got copied and pasted characters like Stormtroopers in there. You definitely should have had a few more. And I think 100% it should have come with Force Ghost, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda, just as a reference to the original Star Wars games when the Death Star blows up and everyone's down on Endor. And you see Luke looking out at the forest, and you see Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda as Force Ghosts. They're translucent blue, and they're awesome, and the detail on them would have been awesome. Plus, that's like a million miles out there, but let's look at it on a much more simpler level. Everyone should have head-to-toe printing, 360 degrees. We're talking double-sided faces on every minifigure possible. Hyper prints on the arms, like hyper realistic prints, like movie accurate prints on the arms, the legs, the torsos. We should have had the full shebang for $1,000 for the most expensive Lego set they've ever created. It should have gone the whole 12 yards, never mind the whole 9 yards. It should have gone above and beyond. It should have been massive, and it should have not just, I mean, in scale and scope, but massive in the attention to detail and things like that. Now, obviously, we're going to get a gift with purchase. Maddening. I think the gift with purchase, whatever it is, turns out to be, should just have automatically come with the Death Star for the $900 price range. I mean, I don't even know how the gift with purchases is going to work, because for an $1,000 set, $999.99, for a $1,000 set, the gift with purchases, when I've worked at Lego, because I used to work at Lego, we used to get the gift with purchases in. So, like for the Avengers Tower, we got the Kevin Feige one in. With the Black Panther taxi and Kevin Feige. When that came in, we had it set up, and then we had all the gift with purchases on display. But then obviously you don't sell all of your gift with purchases, because the gift with purchases ideally are supposed to be sold with the sets as and when you're selling them out. Now, I don't think, well, I know for a fact, this set will not sell out. This set will never sell out. People who go day one will be like big time YouTubers, people who Lego have given the set to for free, which is mad to think about. People who've got thousands of pounds to just spend frivolously. Fair dues, all credit to you if you can do it, if you're in that financial position. All power to you, mate. But a lot of normal people, a lot of normal fans won't have that $1,000 just to throw away on something like this or anything like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes you can buy the entire wave of sets on the first of the month for £1,000, and you could be getting like maybe 30 sets, 40 sets. This is insane. One set for £1,000. It's the equivalent of like someone's engagement ring or a wedding dress. It's crazy. People's holidays, people's food shops for the month. It's absolutely insane. It's a crazy price tag. So I think automatically they would never have been able to fulfill the requirements that everyone had for it. Understandably, because £1,000, I mean, you want them to give you the world for £1,000 for Lego. It's just, it's not bad by any means. I think it's beautifully displayed. I think obviously people are a bit annoyed that it's not a complete sphere, which is what the thing everyone wanted it to be. I don't personally mind the build of the set. I think the build's fine. I think it looks what it looks. I want to know what the other side of the sphere is going to look like on the external wall bit. But I get what they've tried to do. I think they've done it nice. I think it looks nice. It would look great on display. First of all, where the frig are you going to display this? It's massive. It probably would take weeks, if not maybe months to build, depending how fast or slow you are with the instructions. But it's crazy. It's crazy that we're talking about a £1,000 set. And obviously they've got some first-timer minifigures in here. So we've got a few of the Admirals who might be brand new. I'm not too familiar with Admirals in Star Wars. But we've got a purple lady at the top there. I think she's from the Senate or something like that. Something to do with Palpatine. Then at the bottom we've got a new Krennic and a new Galen Erso, which is obviously Jyn Erso's dad. Makes sense for him to be in the set. He designed the Death Star, so that makes sense. But crazy. Really. We should have had Force Ghost Anakin, Force Ghost Obi-Wan, Force Ghost Luke, Yoda, 100%. We should have had some mega exclusive versions of these minifigures. We should have fully printed, fully rendered out, gorgeously designed minifigures for this price. It's just, they gave themselves an impossible task. You're never going to be able to justify £1,000 on a Lego set. But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It is mega. It's mega. And I think the only thing they could have done is Hogwarts, like how Harry Potter have done with Hogwarts, where they gave you this as a chunks of sets. Like, there's an entire wave of sets that we do, where one of them's the hangar bay, and one of them's the trash compactor, one of them's the security office, and the battle with Darth and Vader, and Darth and Yoda, Darth and Obi-Wan. And then there's the meeting room with the Imperial officers, and then there's the Emperor's Throne room. And then we could kind of have an overall arcing theme where you buy one of the sets when you can afford to, and then over time it modularizes into a Death Star. That'd be the only more economical way they could have done this, and a little bit more of user-friendly version of this. But I want to know how many units of this sell, because I think it will be so interesting to really think about how many units they're genuinely going to be able to sell in this thing, because I genuinely don't believe they will be able to sell a great deal of them, because Lego is popular and Lego is not for kids anymore. We see new sets on the first of the month now, £100 Star Wars play sets, £100 this, £100. No kid's got £100 to go and whack on the new tanks and the new ships and things like that. It's aimed at adults. It's aimed at adult fans who are getting fed by nostalgia to go out and buy these things, and that's fine. Call it what it is. But just because you throw out a couple of little $10, $12, $20 sets every now and then, you're not a children's toy company anymore, Lego. You are aimed at adults. Like, this is aimed at adults. I know you have an adult section and an adult theme, an 18 plus range and the icons range and things like that. But Lego, even from Marvel's perspective, when it comes to just the pricing alone, you are targeting adults from now on. You're not targeting children. You are targeting adults, and that's fine, but own it. Stop trying to hide behind the fact that it's a children's toy company when most of your stuff is like $100 on the first of the month when it come out. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Pricing for Lego this day and age is nuts. I'm glad I've got a big collection right now, and I've done that through buying them on deals and sales and secondhand and things like that. But if you're a first-time influenced into going into Lego for the first time, my God, it's expensive. It's an expensive hobby. And honestly, if you can avoid getting into it, do it. Because once you're in it, you're in it. And I think it's just very hard, especially like me, if you've got an addictive personality. Luckily, I've never gone down the route of any really bad addictions, but when it comes to Lego, it can be really addictive because you start collecting and then you get into your themes and then you get into your genres, and it's hard. It's really difficult. It's really tough. But let's have a look on my short that I uploaded. A few hundred of you guys have come and watched this already, which is lovely. Let's go and watch it. 300 of you have seen this already, which is just mint. Some of you guys have actually seen this. So if we click on this short, you guys probably, you guys can see it. So on the short itself, we go through the build, we look at the different sections, we have some different angles, we have some admirals with names and stuff. We've got Tarkin, obviously, and Yularen. We've got a few different people here. We've obviously got Emperor Palpatine, but look there, no arm printing. I mean, I know he's in black robes, but like the cape could have been better. The face print could have been a bit better. The hood could have been a bit better. It could have like been a new mold of a hood that like covers his nose and his eyes. Like the guards as well, they're nothing on them. There's nothing to them. It's like her legs at the bottom. Why is that dress piece not printed? Why is the hat not on? Why has the arms got no printing? You could do stuff. You could really do this droid here. No arm printing. Luke, no arm printing, and no leg printing. And it's like they include a reference to the Lego Star Wars video games, which I can appreciate. A little stormtrooper with like a swimming costume. I get that. That's quite a funny reference, but again, director Krennic looks basically. I've got my Krennic on display. It looks basically nothing different, really. And again, why do that? Why do you have to do that? Galen Erso, he's like probably the only reason most people are going to buy this from a minifigure perspective. Han Solo, again, no arm printing on his sleeves or anything. Like, we there's no excuse. Stormtroopers should have arm printing on their arms and feet and legs and stuff like that. Like, it's nuts. It's stupid. It's so stupid. They've copied and pasted most of these characters you can pick up in like really normal sets. So there's not really, from a minifigures perspective, there's maybe 4 or 5 minifigures that are really worth getting in the set. Like, apart from that, I mean, Krennic's just a copy. We've already had him. The Stormtrooper guy, you could probably make one of them yourself as a custom. Like, it looks there like Luke's lightsabers lit up. Now, if that's a feature that's in it, like remote lit up lightsabers, I mean, that could just be how the image is taken. But even then, like, you'd want the lightsabers to light up. You'd want there to be, like, noises and sounds and shit. You'd want a lot more for what you're getting. £1,000 for a Lego set. It's nuts. It is crazy. So if we go onto the Lego Leak page at the moment and we try and have a look at what people are saying down in the comments, we can have a little read and try and get a few people's reactions to this. So, $999, 1st of October release. So it's pretty close. It's going to have a TIE Fighter gift with purchase. Pointless. Gift with purchase is going to be worth a crazy amount if it has anything cool in it, lol. Could probably knock a couple hundred off the price if you pick up the gift with purchase and just sell it straight away. Imagine it was just a micro build. Okay, looks dope. Shame they appear to be straight up reusing the dioramas from the throne room, the garbage masher. Yeah, $1,000 is total whack. People are very angry. I'm hoping it's a hidden room behind one of the elevators. Greenlit was correct. Yeah, people have guessed this correctly. It looks good, but not worth 1K. I mean, that's the argument that you're going to see, and like you guys can pause and try and see if you can spot your own names or read your own comments or if anyone's said anything there that you're interested in. But yeah, you're never going to be able to rationalize £1,000 for a Lego set. You're just not. Even if you had try to think of a realistic number, 50 Lego minifigures in a set. I still just don't think you can rationalize it. It's just an insane price tag. And you can talk about inflation and you can talk about things like that, but like even the Lego UCS Falcon. Let's look at the Falcon. £739 or £735, right? John Lewis has got it 600, 500 on eBay, 700 at Argos, blah 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 blah. Moves around in price all the time because sometimes it's on sale, sometimes it's not. Smiths has always got it for quite a cheap price. They always do it for a pretty decent price. But that's what I'm saying. Like the UCS Millennium Falcon, it was $300 less for a start. Let's have a look. Is it retired now? Probably on the Lego website. Oh no, it's still available. Oh, it's still available. I thought it was retired. Silly me. Right, £735. Right, £735, and it is obviously massive. It's humongous. People loved it. They went for it. I mean, and it's done well. Like, don't get me wrong. It sold well, and it still sells well to this day. And it gave you the old version of Han, and then the young version of Han, and it swapped the people around, obviously, with Rey and Chewie and Finn and everybody. And then obviously, then it started getting a little bit crazier. People started tried to sell this book for £130. And then you see some of these builds, like you look at the Jabba Sail Barge. Jabba Sail Barge is £430 in the UK. The Venator, £559. But nothing's come close. These are some of the UCS ships and stuff. But none of that has come close to the Falcon. And then none of that Falcon comes close to the actual Death Star. And it is crazy. It is absolutely wild. And I just don't think they could ever justify it. I just really don't think they could ever justify it in any way possible. Because it's crazy. And if we go back and we look at the Lego Death Stars old. We look at the old versions and we try and find people selling them. This one here for 2,000, and obviously it's like a completed sphere and it looks like the way it does. This is probably the one I'm most familiar with growing up as a child. You have it here, like where it was kind of a weird ball shape, but it was 360 and it had like little rooms and layers and stuff to it. Don't get me wrong, visually it's improved massively. It looks way better now than it's ever done before. But I just don't think you could ever justify £1,000 on a Lego set. I just don't think you could ever justify it. It's crazy. Like, Lego's biggest official set Is it the Titanic? I think it's the Titanic. Oh, it's the Eiffel Tower. Let's have a look. The Eiffel Tower. Possibly the Eiffel Tower. 10,001 pieces for the Eiffel Tower. And it's half the price. So, piece count is out. Because the piece count is less than the Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower is just under or just over half price. Right? So, for half price, you get more pieces. That by itself is a crazy factor. So you can't talk about the piece count being the biggest piece count they've ever done, because the Eiffel Tower still beats them. Then you look at the minifigures. I think the Avengers Tower had more minifigures. I'm pretty sure the Avengers Tower has 31 minifigures. So maybe the Death Star has a couple more. But again, at least in the Avengers Tower, they're almost one of ones. I think they have like one of the aliens they repeat twice, maybe. One of the aliens they've repeated twice. I mean, like, if you look at the minifigures here, like, yeah, you've got... Oh, no, you've got four aliens there. And then you've got a few different people as you go around. But look, everyone's kind of got something new about them. I mean, some of the minifigures, you're going to say, some of them have been reused. Some of them are brand new for the set. Some of them are updated versions of old figures. So, I get where you're coming from. The Daily Bugle was something similar with the Daily Bugle. I think that was... The Daily Bugle is back order, so it's going out. But that, again, $299. And you got 25 minifigures, so you got slightly less minifigures. You got a beautiful build. All of them, apart from, like, maybe Spider-Man and Venom, were, like, new-ish. And it's crazy. Like, $1,000. I don't know how you ever will justify $1,000. It's just insane to try and rationalize that. It's just insane. I just don't think you could ever justify it. No matter what you do, no matter how good your intentions are, I just don't think you could justify £1,000. I think it's a crazy sum of money. But, again, I'm very lucky in the sense that I've got a long-term relationship with my girlfriend. We're going to get, obviously, married at some point in the future. I'm working on her engagement ring at the moment. I know for fellas, most fellas don't really get engagement rings. They might get, like, a little silver one or a little metal one that's somewhere down the line, but... I know for the ladies, it's a lot more appropriate to get them a big flash engagement ring, and then obviously you go and pick your wedding rings together. So, like, if I go and drop £1,000 on an engagement ring, or, you know, go and get her a beautiful, nice engagement ring, this is, like, my equivalent of my engagement ring. That's like the only way, that's feasibly the only way I rationalise getting this. The only way I can rationalise getting this would be if I were able to go halves with my partner on it, and she was happy to go halves with me. If I did a whip around through my family and everyone kind of gave me a pound or a tenner or a fiver here and there, and I just stockpiled all that money up. But it's just insane. Some people get paid that a month at their job. Some people might make £1,000 a month. And you're charging £1,000. You're charging like someone's monthly wages on a plastic ball. It's just insane. But I get why they've done it. It's a massive power move because they're like, look at us, we've got a piece of plastic that we're selling for £1,000, and people will buy it. That's the crazy thing. But it's definitely going to be a white whale set. It's definitely going to be one of those 1 million in 1 chances that you get it. It's going to be, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's going to be the thing that you're chasing after, or it's going to be something you can just nod your head and say, you know what, I'm good. I can probably bow out of this now. And I can probably let the other people take this and run with it because it's not for me anymore. It's not something I can attain. And it's not something I want to spend my money on. Like, you've got to make that decision at the end of the day. And that's a good idea. That's a good way to wrap the video up. That's a great idea for Lego in the future moving forwards, for your future purchases. Before you make that purchase, before you spend that $50, $40, $20, $10, whatever, before you spend your $100, $200, $300, really hammer it down. Really hammer it home, really process it in your head and think about to yourself, what is really worth it? Is it worth to wait and get it on double points? If you ever buy this Death Star, please buy it on double points, because your points would be insane, because that's mental. Only buy this if it's double points day. Never buy it without double points. Please, in your life, never spend the money on this without double points. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, do not rush and buy this day 1, because it'll only make Lego make more expensive sets in the future and justify it. So please don't do that. Third of all, before you buy any Lego set in the future, really rationalise it. Think about, if I wait a month or two, will it come down in price? Can I go to a second-hand retailer? Can I go to an independent Lego store? I've been to loads this year. They're all on the channel. I featured them. We did one in London. We've done one in Nottingham. We've done one in York. I try and travel around where I can and visit people and shout them out when they do a good job. And there's loads of conventions in the UK. You've got Bricktastic. You've got all the Brick Festival events. There's loads of ways to go out there and obtain your Lego collection. Take your time with it, budget for it, and be really responsible with understanding that it's going to be out there forever. There's always going to be a way of getting it. I know people say, like, well, what if it retires? You'll spend a little bit more money on it, but then you've got longer to think, did you really want it in the first place? So just be smart, be patient, count your pennies, be good, be reasonable to yourself and your finances. Do not do anything stupid with your money. That's a message to me as much as it is to you guys. So be careful. Thank you for coming with me and reacting to the Death Star live. It's a crazy one. But yeah, we're going to have to wait for October the 1st for a more official confirmation. I'll see you guys in a bit. Love you. Peace. Stay safe.